He got
more. In our glasses already. Mark G.
Our Anjou Blanc. So actually this is a very different Chenin Blanc than what I'm used to. I was like, okay, now I know why you did the braised veal shank with this, because it's actually the salinity of it is so high, and but it's very meaty for a white wine. I was very surprised.
I love it. So fun. So I know that Evie did a little research. This is her little project now for all of the wine themed episodes that we're doing. Evie, will you tell us what you learned about
Let's talk about Anjou Blanc. I was hoping you would ask.
I know.
They're all focused around this beautiful city of Angers. They're all Chenin, but they do have like this like bipolar personality based on where they're from. So in the western region, there is chalky limestone soils, which is like a lighter, a little bit more like zippy, energetic expression. Or you can go to the eastern side where it's Anjou Noir is what sometimes it's called, even though it's still a white grape, which has dark volcanic like schist soils. So it's a little richer, more full-bodied. It's on the edge of this area called the Mastiff Emorisson. Am I saying that correctly, Belinda? Perfect. They started planting in this region in the 9th century at one abbey in the center, and then like each personality kind of like created themselves as they branched out.
I think it's really exciting. And also, you know, we love Chenin Blanc, and we also love Sauvignon Blanc, and we also love Muscadet. But to your point, Mark, this is really a unique expression of Chenin Blanc. Chenin Blanc does so many interesting things. We've had a Vouvray together. In Vouvray, it can do super dry all the way to super sweet and very age-worthy for decades and decades. But this Chenin Blanc has like almost some tannin to it, right? It's got some structure, and I think it's going to be a great. So we worked our way up over the last 5 weeks, right? We shucked oysters and had sort of fruit de mer, plateau de mer situation, and we've done all these dishes leading up to today, where we're going to do jarret de veau braisé, which is basically, I mean, don't listen if you're French, you might be offended. I mean, it's like ossobuco, right? It's a braised veal shank. But I will confirm, I was a little concerned when I was doing a little bit of research about jarret braisé de veau. And I thought, oh my God, maybe we're doing an Italian dish. But then I remembered I have seen it on French menus. So we are definitely doing something that one might have with their glass of Anjou Blanc while visiting Loire Valley and or with an authentic restaurant. So I'm going to mute all right now, and everybody is more than welcome to unmute themselves at any point. And I think it's time to get to the cooking, because I'm super hungry. I'm going to continue to sip on my Anjou Blanc. I hope everybody has something delicious to drink right now, because listen, it's a challenging time. We thought we were getting through it. And, you know, people like Ed, who have been with us almost since day one of this virtual wine experience journey. Ed, man, it feels a little bit like we're back here again, and maybe in a scarier place, right?
It definitely feels worse this time around, because like we had the hope of spring and summer, and like we had nice weather to like go outside and whatnot, and we could gather, you know, small groups outside distantly. And now it's just like, this past weekend, I was actually ready to go back to work because the weather was so terrible, and like there was nothing to do while I was at home. And I'm like, well, I guess I'm kind of looking forward to going to work, because at least I go someplace.
Right. We have wine. We have things.
Right.
And we have friendships that have spawned over these virtual experiences, which I think is really great and makes me super happy and excited. So cheers, everyone, for staying inside and doing the right thing. And I hope that the most of your celebrations that you have over the next couple of weeks are virtual, if not in tiny, tiny groups that are comprised of your normal household. And we can still enjoy, and we can still have some fun, and we can still laugh together. I'm just going to chuckle because Mark and Dustin are always the most photogenic panel in anything we do with their little knit caps, because we decided to do beanies today. as our final fall fashion statement, although it's feeling like we're getting into winter. Christina's got her knit cap, very nice. I've got my faux YSL black knit cap. Abby's got a cute one on too. So thank you everyone for dressing in theme. Okay, so let's get into the dish. I know a couple people here went to the butcher or discovered or found for themselves a beautiful cut of shank. So I know there's lamb out there in the audience. I went to Geppert's and got veal, a beautiful one. They didn't exactly cut it in the way that I thought. So it looked like the recipe, which by the way, Christina pulled from French Marie Claire. So I felt good that even though it looked like ossobuco and smelled like ossobuco, it's still a French dish. So here we go on the recipe. If anybody is playing along and making a little meaty dish before they roast their turkey or tofurkey or whatever it is tomorrow, we're gonna get going. So the recipe specified a beautiful shank of some sort.
Linda, your shank looks so good.
I went to Geppert's, which is
Such a time finding a big one. So I ended up buying 3 little ones to equal the weight that the recipe called for. But I'm so jealous of that. Like when I asked, do you have a whole lamb, a whole veal shank? They looked at me like, what?
We talked about him. I'm sure you know him too, Robert Del Grande.
Yeah.
Robert Del Grande in Houston. And
Oh, yeah.
yeah, he's the best. So I worked with them in the kitchen when I was in college.
Really? I didn't know that.
Us about searing and about like, you know, high heat versus low heat and how to cook all the herbs and stuff. What are you making there, Evie? I see some fun things happening there.
Yeah.
Is that your gremolata?
It's my gremolata. I feel like I might have added too much parsley.
What's too much parsley?
It's like very green. Like
That's okay. You're just gonna put it on the lamb. It'll be great.
So we just dumped in our gremolata back into the sauce, the veggies, and the jus. And we wanted it a little bit thicker. So, you know, we all do ignore it. Just, I can't get the label off.
Tina's hardcore.
It's ramen noodle pasta water.
That's amazing.
Wow.
The homemade ramen noodle pasta water. And then so we added a little in there into the sauce to thicken up a little bit. And now we're gonna put our shanks back in there just to absorb a little bit of that flavor. And then we're gonna plate it up.
This is really a really good tip and trick that I haven't seen on Serious Eats and I haven't seen.
Mark, I've never heard
Or
of
tell us, and well, tell me because I need all the help I can get cooking. Why vibe pairs perfectly,
Right? I mean, so good. I'm so
So
excited.
here is where we're at.
All right,
Beautiful.
I'm putting my shank back in. Sari and Carol, I have a question for you. So I've already been doing like a lot of braises during this cold season here in Chicago. And sometimes the meat, I don't know if it's about the meat quality or not, is not as tender as I think. I drank it.
I think that's wonderful stuff. It's made by some neighbors of mine just down the road. So I'll tell them that too. which is
oh,
really
to
good.
be
It's
your
really
neighbor, Cheryl. I wish.
So fun. So I
I
don't know.
Abby was my neighbor. Oh, this is almost like being neighbors, you know. We can get together.
It is,
I'm
isn't
getting to be together more than I'm getting to see my neighbors, given the world right now.
Carol, we are virtual neighbors, you and I. I mean, neighbors forever. So fun. So I will also share that my Manitou Salon, my Pinot Noir, has opened up over time. And that's also the fun of these styles of wine that have such nice balance and also are in some ways, even though they're wines for now, they're also in many ways vin de garde, right? Wines that you can keep and age and they'll continue to change and evolve and get more interesting. So this one, even in this, not in a big glass, this is just a normal Riedel Overture. It's definitely been changing over time. Granted, my house right now, my studio, smells unbelievable because there's been seared veal and reduced red wine. But in this glass, I'm getting kind of fun, like brown spice notes, all those brown spices that we're getting excited to make pumpkin pies with, if you're doing that, or your pecan pies, or all the pies, the sweet potatoes and stuff. I mean, it's such a gorgeous wine and a great example of world-class Pinot Noir. So if you haven't had one of these before and you happen upon one in your store, I do think, Julia, that I purchased the last.
And then decanting this wine to help it open.
For me, I'm a little selfish, right? I love to watch the change in the glass. So I'm really interested in sort of evolution of wine and that kind of thing. So it's actually pretty unusual for me to ever recommend decanting because I like to see the whole thing happen in the glass because I think it's fun to watch progress and transition and all that kind of stuff. However, if you know that the end result of decanting is going to get you more quickly to where you want the wine to be, that's absolutely a great thing to do. And, you know, there are gorgeous Riedel decanters. I love to recommend to people, as I did in our article recently, like just go get a glass pitcher from Crate and Barrel, like just make it glass, make it a neutral vessel. You can even decant into my leftover red wine jar there. If you know that the end result is a wine that's oxygenated and right to where you want it to be, I think that's a great thing to do. Me, I rarely decant because I like to watch it change. And I've got, you know, big glasses, small glasses, and in between glasses. So I think it's also fun to see how the wine tastes different and changes in a different way in all the different types of glasses, even a juice glass. I've had wine in a juice glass from Target and I love that too. So fun, you guys. I mean, like a Neanderthal probably. I mean, you look like they're having.
Mark, I have to hear how that bite is since you're able to eat it.
Tell us.
You look so happy.
Melting. Nice. But really, that was a tofu shank, right? That you guys got.
And then with this,
Likey. I mean, one call is to do a really big, rich, tannic red wine because it's totally a cut of meat that has some fat. And also at this point, all the marrow has melted into the sauce and into the vegetables. But I like to go the high toned bright route. So Pinot Noir is definitely, in my opinion, the way to go. They look happy. I think I was right.
awesome.
With the anchovy.
Oh, that grandma.
Feel from Evie, because I know that she also has some version.
I did like a little tableau over here with it.
Fun. Okay.
But
Oh.
my veal shank finished product.
Good job, Evie.
Like really there. And now I'm gonna try it as well. Parsley. Like I made so much chimichurri. My fridge is like, my freezer is stocked.
Chimichurri for life.
Yes.
Chimichurri ice cubes, chimichurri everything. Chimichurri cheesecake. Let's do it.
It's delicious. The anchovy gives it like a little like, I don't know. Like I love anchovies on pizza. And I feel like the acidity of the wine with that like anchovy creates that like beautiful mish in my mouth.
I love it. Well, everyone, ladies, gentlemen, friends, everyone, I just want to thank all of you for being with us on this Loire Valley Wines journey that has been 6 weeks in the making. We've explored a lot of fall fashion and we all had our beaties today. We explored beautiful dishes that are classic, but we did sometimes some modern takes. And of course, and most importantly, we learned a lot, myself too, about the wines, these gorgeous wines that are like so about tradition and beautiful viticulture and smart winemaking. And it's been such a fun ride. Julia, thank you for being here with us too every week. And for
thank you, Belinda.
You're welcome for letting us share like our love for this region in a lot of untraditional ways. You know, just so that everybody knows here, you know, most of the wine stuff that's happening virtually is like an Instagram live or you know, sometimes a webinar, and we were convinced that it'd be much more interesting and fun for everyone if we did something like this. That was really, and we hope that you all had a lot of fun on this journey, and hopefully we'll get to do this more together. Well, not hopefully, I know we will, because we'll see you on Sunday. And I'm sure there will be another series of Wine Wednesdays coming soon. So cheers, everyone. Bravo to all of you for keeping safe and healthy, doing the right thing, and also finding ways to comfort yourself and us, each other. Cheers.
Cheers.
I mean, it was interesting subject matter.